In this video, we're going to make individual meatloaves and roasted carrots. The green beans, well, sorry, they were left over from another day. Hi everyone, I'm Vicki with Thrifty Recipes. Welcome to my channel. Let's get started. We're making 4 individual meatloaves. You'll need a large bowl and 1 egg, and whisk the egg with a fork. Add 1 tablespoon of reduced sodium soy sauce, and add 1 tablespoon of water. And give it a little stir with your fork. You'll need 2 slices of bread for this recipe. It can be white or whole wheat. Let's start with 1. Soak 1 slice of bread in the egg mixture. When it looks pretty good, add the 2nd slice of bread. And do the same thing and just flip it over once in a while. You want to make sure the bread gets really moist. And here's the fun part, stir and smash it. For this recipe, you'll need 1 16-ounce package of ground beef. I like to use an 85-15 combination, but you can use whatever you like. Add 1 teaspoon of wet minced garlic, 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Using your fork, just stir everything and mix it well. To make the individual meatloaves, you'll need a pan with sides and line it with foil. I like to use heavy-duty foil for this, but I do want you to spray the foil really well with non-stick spray. And I don't know about you, but I tend to like to use a food-safe glove when I'm mixing up my meatloaf, or dig right in with your hands, whatever you prefer. But get in there and mix it up really, really good. You want everything well blended. Now this is completely optional, but I like to add some diced Vidalia onion, and I happen to keep mine in the freezer, so it's always handy. So I'm adding about 1/4 cup of diced onion. Again, mix that in really well. Now here's my preferred way of making it into 4 individual loaves. I pat the ground beef mixture in the bottom of my bowl. I try to make it as even and level as possible. And then, just using my finger, my gloved finger, I divide it into 4 sections. I separate it in half one direction, turn the bowl, and separate it in the opposite direction. So I have 4 sections of meatloaf mixture. And then I just scoop up, 1/4 of it. And as I'm putting it on the foil-lined pan, I just sort of shape it with my hand into a mini meatloaf shape. One thing that a lot of us like about meatloaf is the crust that forms on the top, that crusty sides and top and all the way around. Well, by making individual meatloaves, everybody gets that crust. And just repeat the process with the other 3 sections of meatloaf mixture. Again, I'll show you here. And now it's time to get your oven preheated to 375 for 20 to 25 minutes. It's recommended that ground beef be cooked to 160 degrees inside, so you might want to check them with a meat probe. But you're also going to want to take them out about 5 minutes before they're done, because later in this video I'll show you how we make a sauce for the meatloaves. To make the oven roasted carrots, just pick however many carrots you would like. I'm using 3. Wash the carrots well, and then peel them. As I'm making this video, I can only show you one item at a time. Ultimately, you will want to put the carrots in the oven at the same time as the meatloaf, so keep that in mind. Now the fun part, we're going to cut the carrots on the diagonal, about 1/4 inch thick. I'll show you. Using another sheet pan with sides. You need sides on it so the carrots don't go rolling off. Line it with foil and again spray it with non-stick spray. Place all the carrot slices on the foil and lightly spread them out so there'll be one layer of carrots. You want them to cook evenly. Next, drizzle them with some olive oil. It's hard to say how much because it depends on how many carrots you decide to slice up. You don't want excess olive oil, just enough that when you toss these, that the carrots are coated evenly. But don't get too heavy-handed. That's easy to do. I know because I've done that. Then I like to sprinkle the carrots with some coarse salt. It doesn't have to be kosher salt, but coarse salt, not your typical table salt, all over the carrots. And if you like fresh ground pepper, get that fancy pepper grinder out and add some pepper to your carrots. I love pepper on my carrots. And if you get the carrots in at the same time for the meatloaf, that temperature should be fine for both. The carrots are ready to go into the oven along with the meatloaf, but about halfway through the time, maybe 10-12 minutes, go ahead and give those carrots a little bit of a stir. Flip them over and stir them around a little bit and keep roasting them in the oven until they're tender. You might even want to sample one to see how they're coming along. Remember I said you're going to take it out about 5 minutes before you think it's done? You know, that 165 temperature in the center. So let me show you how to make a really simple sauce. You will need some regular ketchup, some reduced sodium soy sauce, and some garlic powder. In a small bowl, add 1 tablespoon of ketchup and 1 tablespoon of your soy sauce. And then add 1/8 teaspoon of ground garlic powder. Give everything a really good stir and set it aside. When your meatloaves are looking pretty good and you've been able to check the internal temperature and it's close to that 165, go ahead and pull them from the oven just for a few minutes, and using a pastry brush or barbecue brush, just brush the sauce that you made all over the top. And you might have to repeat this a couple of times until it's all used. And I know that these meatloaves may not look pretty on the tray because there's a lot of fat and grease coming out of them. Well, you're not going to serve that part. You're going to serve just the little individual meatloaf with that special sauce. And then place your meatloaves back in the oven. Check on your carrots and see how they're coming along. Boy, they look good, don't they? Everything is plated up. It looks great. It tastes great. It's so easy. You can double the recipe if you have more than 4 people, or you can have leftovers for 2. And the green beans, yeah, I roasted the green beans a day prior, so sorry about that. But it's basically the same technique. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Vicki with Thrifty Recipes. Hope you subscribe to my channel and check out my other recipes, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.